Hello everybody and welcome. I will just make sure that we're up and running. All right. And so what I've decided to do is I've decided to break up the affidavit into a smaller number of chunks. So the first chunk we will do is relating to Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Everyone's favorite piece of legislation, right? So I will charge, of course, that being involved in this color of law scheme for 9 years is against the rights guaranteed to me in the charter. Now, I think they will probably ignore this because their jurisdiction is outside of the charter somehow. I don't fully understand how it works, but I do not believe that they are entitled to violate my rights under the charter. And I will attempt to make this argument, and I think that this argument is relatively straightforward to make. So again, I will add this to my affidavit. Let me just fix the font size here. Oops. I'll make it a bit bigger so everybody can see. All right. So, Charter of Rights violations. Okay, so I will probably start my affidavit with an introduction, something. Let me see, I think I might have something from another document that I was looking at. Give me just a second. So I will start off by saying something like, I am a living sentient being on the land created by God. I am not a corporation. I am not a surety of any corporation, etc., etc. So I will do that, something like that first, and a lot of people have done that, and they've done that better than I could. I don't really have time to think about it, so I will take one. Here. So I, Lorenzo, a man and general executor of the estate. So I will explain that. So I will become the general executor of the estate of the person Lorenzo Coscarelli. That is the person assigned to me. That they are claiming is required to follow their statute. So I, Lorenzo, sorry, I probably shouldn't add my last name yet, come now before the court by special appearance. Special appearance meaning I am not part of this game. I'm coming here as a, out of the blues, not out of the blue, but an external party, without ever waiving in any right, ever waiving any rights, remedies, or defenses, neither waiving defects of service, nor submitting to jurisdiction of the court or the alleged applicant, hereafter moving party in this color of law action, as there is no evidence of the court or the alleged party having subject matter jurisdiction. I've probably changed this a little bit in this color of law action. I like that. My response in no way constitutes an acceptance, recognition, acceptance, or recognition. Maybe those two are fine. Don't really care. Or recognition of or in any manner until and unless evidence of this authority is provided. No, just I do not. This does not constitute acceptance or recognition of the authority of the court. Period. We'll get to jurisdiction as one of my points later. So I'm just saying that this is my start. Maybe I might add some additional points. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Okay, so number 1, there are, I would like to testify with regards to the Charter of Rights violations that I testify. I'll change the first testify. So that I am testifying are occurring against my person. Right, because the Charter of Rights only applies to your person and not to you. I would like to testify with, so I would like to address the violations against my rights, the violations to as, what does the Charter actually say? Does it guarantee those rights? Let's see. Charter of Rights and Freedoms, McGill. That's the best one, I think. So what does the Charter of Rights says? Whereas Canada is founded upon principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law, that guarantees these rights and freedoms set out. So my rights and freedoms as set out are being violated. Right? I will absolutely testify that they are being violated. Okay. Sorry, where am I? Okay, so I would like to address, so this is what the Constitution says. Guarantees the rights and freedoms set out. Okay, so I would like to address the violations to my guaranteed rights and freedoms as granted to me by the, the violations to the rights and freedoms guaranteed to me under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. These violations have occurred and continue to occur against my person. Specifically, the rights and freedoms that are being violated are the following. Right, and I'll put these in. So I'll put these, okay, so let's do this in italic, I guess. Italic, and can I quote this? Okay, I'll just quote it myself. So this is section 7, so what do I do? I testify. I hereby testify, not nearby, hereby. Did I spell that wrong? Hereby. Whatever. Testify that my right to life, liberty, and security of the person, and the right not to be deprived thereof, except within the principles of fundamental justice. I have been engaged in, I have been and despite me not responding to whatever it is that she's accusing me of not responding to, they tell me I have to submit an answer or whatever the fuck that is. So if I look at what I'm supposed to do, I just want to see how all this stuff started out. Give me 1 second. So my continuing file is here. So this for me started January 29th, 2012. And that was with an affidavit. And did she do anything else with her affidavit? Let's see, she submitted a notice of motion, an affidavit, and an affidavit in support of claim for custody and access. And didn't she submit an application, an application. So she submitted an application, and I didn't respond to this application. Form 8. Actually, you know what I would like to do first is I would like to explicitly tell them I explicitly sorry guys, I'm just I explicitly state that I do not consent, agree, do not consent, agree, or to this process, and I am only, I like to do lowercase i's. Anybody with any history student might understand that. Anyways, that's not important because there aren't many history students. I do not consent or agree to this process. And any response or is done under duress, is done via coactus, through threat to my person or property. So I just want to explicitly state that I do not consent or agree to this process. Okay, so I would like to address the violations to the rights and freedoms guaranteed to me under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. These violations have occurred against my person. Specifically, the rights and violations that are being violated are as follows. Section 7, everyone has the right to life, liberty, and I hereby testify that my right to life, liberty, and security of the person, and the right not to be therefore deprived of, has been violated. Let's highlight that. By the Superior, what court am I in? The Ontario Superior Court of Justice Family Division. Where was I? Has been by the Ontario Superior Court Family Division. I have been entangled in this process against my will, under duress, lacking the competency to understand the process, and suffering from mental health issues. We'll get to that later. I have been entangled in this process against my will, under duress, lacking the competency to understand the process, and suffering from mental health issues since January 30th, 2012. So despite, because I believe they have a rule, let me just check it, that says it should expire within 365 days. Of course, what are rules when you're in banana court, right? If after 35 days, this despite, I mean, this rule has been violated how many years, right? Sorry, this rule has been violated for years and nobody cares. This despite the rule, the court's own rule, where does it say that they'll close it? The court will send out a warning that the case will be dismissed within 60 days. Right, maybe I should just copy and paste that if I can. Let's see. Yeah, this, okay. That's fine, who cares? This rule, despite the court's own rule that cases should be dismissed if not scheduled for trial or not settled within 365 days. This rule has been continually ignored, to causing me significant, with no regard to the harm it has cost me, right? And then I will also say, despite sending a notice of rescission, let me find my notice of rescission. Yeah, despite my notice of rescission, and I'll add that as an appendix, why not? Stating that this color of law action is a causal source of harm to my person. The court continues to violate my violate the freedom in the paragraph 7. Everyone has the right to, okay, next one. So this one, we will talk about the court's endorsement of something that requires me to unreasonable search and seizure. And that is requesting private, okay, so maybe I'll say this is paragraph 6, that's probably more accurate, right? Paragraph 7, this will be paragraph 8. Of the charter. Right, and this doesn't say everyone has the right to be secure against unreasonable, unless that unreasonable search and seizure is endorsed by a Madame Justice. It doesn't say that, right? So what are we going to say here? I'm going to say something like let's not do it in italic. Everyone this right must necessarily apply to search and and since there is no notice of claim, not notice of claim, there is no cause of action to start this case in the first place, then there is no justification to deny my Charter of Rights and Freedoms right against everyone has the right not to be arbitrarily detained or how do I do this? Sorry guys, it looks like I wrote too much. Let's migrate this over to Google Docs. All right. Probably should have started here to begin with. Okay, so let's read again. I, Lorenzo, a man, and the general executor of the state of the person Lorenzo, now come before the court by special appearance without ever waiving any rights, remedies, or defenses, neither waiving defects of service, nor submitting to jurisdiction of the court or the alleged applicant hereinafter moving party in this color of law action. My response in no way constitutes as acceptance or recognition of the authority of the court over me or the subject matter. I'm kind of repeating myself, yeah. Okay, I'll just state that. Okay, I would like to address the violations to my that's fine. The right to be secured against search or seizure. everyone has the right not to be arbitrarily detained or imprisoned, right? So let's, so I have been arbitrarily detained in this process for, well, how many, so when did I say it started? January, since January 30th, 2012. So we're in 21, so it's been about 9 years, yeah? So you guys tell me, is that not arbitrary detention? Like, right, and everyone has the right on arrest or detention. So here we go again, right? So this is the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, paragraph 9, right? And then here is the Charter of Rights paragraph. So I don't think I was informed promptly of the reason. I was never informed. Like, I don't even know why I'm here. So, okay, let's say this, Charter of Rights and Freedoms, paragraph 10. Is anybody listening? No? Well, I hope it sounds okay. I hope you guys can still see what, oh, you can't see what's going on. Good thing I checked. Sorry guys, let me switch over to Chrome. All right, sorry about that. So let's go back to where we were. So here we talked about everyone has the right to be secure against unreasonable search and seizure. Well, you know, guaranteed rights against search and seizure, signing some license, signing a Charter of Rights and Freedoms, paragraph 9, everyone has the right to not to be arbitrarily detained or imprisoned. Well, I hereby testify that I have been arbitrarily detained in this family law action So I'll say my person has been arbitrarily detained in this process. Again, there's no cause of action, there's no tort, and there's no valid criminal offenses alleged. Why I am being, I'll just say the reason for detention is when the court, some official, I won't even say that because I won't have to do it. So I am claiming that I'm testifying that this is in violation. Everyone has the right again, they're probably going to ignore all this, but I don't care. I'm going to use what I think is right and just. Okay, so the Charter of Rights here, and maybe I'll bold them just so it's clear. Okay, so given that I've testified that I am being detained, given that I have testified that my person by this color of law action I would like a detailed list of particulars as to why I am being detained. Please and thank you. To have the validity of the detention determined by way of habeas corpus, and to be released if the detention is not lawful. Okay, so that's what I want. And I would like to be released as this detention is not lawful. And what is a released? I would like to be released, and a release would be summary discharge, I guess. What's it called? Summary discharge. Summary discharge. Summary discharge. Give me a second. Let me find this. summary judgment. Yeah, summary judgment or summary discharge. Whatever. Just get me out of this, bullshit system. Okay. Everyone has the right not to be subjected to cruel and unusual punishment. Well, who determines what is cruel and unusual punishment? I will testify that this thing has been cruel and unusual punishment because it has been. So I'm happy. And it's archaic. Rules, which are a relic of another time, is cruel and unusual treatment or punishment, especially for persons diagnosed with mental health issues. Let's see somebody testify against that. And here we go. Every individual is equal before the law and has the right to equal protection, benefits of the law without discrimination. What do I want to say here? I mean, this is discriminatory in so many ways. I think, though, what I want to say is, with regards to mental health, let's use mental health. I think that's probably the most relevant one. So, okay, and then 15. And I want to italicize this and also bold it and also put it into quotes, right? Action is a violation of paragraph 15, section 1 of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. This process does indeed discriminate against those with mental disability who cannot process unnecessary stressful events and therefore is unable to obtain equal Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair. I will testify of that. In section 24, anyone whose rights or freedoms as guaranteed by this charter have been infringed or denied may apply to a court of competent jurisdiction. Therefore, if this family law proceeding is not summarily discharged or dismissed, what do I say up here? Summary judgment or discharge. Apply to a court of competent jurisdiction to obtain remedy. That's it. Like, you guys cannot violate my constitutional rights, like, for fun. Okay, so guys, that is the first section relating to Charter of Rights violations. I'll read this over again, make sure that it makes sense. I'll maybe read the Constitution again and see if there's anything else I would like to add. If not, so that covers violation of... Oh, I did want to talk about my religious rights with regards to judgment. I'll probably need to find a religious quote from the Bible as to who is given the authority to judge and by whom. But other than that, so this section here is done. Power of attorney. Okay, so next, what will we talk about? So next, maybe we will talk about jurisdiction. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any comments, please leave comments. If you're liking this, please subscribe. If you support what I'm doing, please let me know. I hope this helps you guys. I hope that if you guys are going through something similar, that you'll reach out and let me know what's working, what's not working. So God bless everybody. I will be back later with the next section.